Hey guys, it's your boy Demasi, man. And I want to first start out by saying RIP to the late King Von, RIP to Mo3, and RIP to all the other artists that we've had falling in the streets over words and sometimes actions that may have just been better off not being made and said. Um, it's sad, man, because I grew up at a time where it ain't long ago, man, just 10, 20 years ago. They was I guess this before battle rap became real strong. Everybody was, for the most part, trying to teach knowledge, man. It was like trying to tell you about what you should be doing, what you could be doing, and how it could be done. And they'll tell you about street life and drugs and this, that, and the other and stuff, but at the end of the day, yeah, it was fun, it was cool, but man, if it's a way to do something different, you probably want to be doing that. That was always the model. That was always the code. That was always what was going on. But somewhere along the way, like No Limit, I guess, we started looking for artists who was really about it. It's like all of a sudden something happened, and I kind of remember things that took place that it was like, an artist we found out an artist really wasn't about that life, and for a minute it was cool. We understood that it's music. But then all of a sudden it was like, no, you had to be about this life. You can't be out here talking this stuff and not be about it. But then we don't get to keep our artists. So you telling me to make it in the music industry, I gotta be somebody who I'm willing to fight and die because somebody don't like me or because somebody don't, think where I come from is as good as where they come from, or somebody don't bang the same colors as I bang, or they got a beef with, my homie or man, come on, man. When we started doing all this, like it's hard enough. We got the enemy coming at us every time we turn around, man. Like every time we turn around. We got things going on right now that we ain't even sure what. We don't know if it's for real, if it's fake. We don't know if the election is real, if it's fake. We don't know if this cough is real, or if it's fake. We don't know if the vaccines they got for it is going to be good or not. We won't know what's going on out here, man. And we killing each other dead in the streets, man. Because we got people that get online and hear something that wasn't really said, push it as if it was really said, and get somebody to go out here and act a donkey. For street cred. So now I turn on the TV and I see one down. Then I turn on YouTube and I see another one down. I just saw this man sitting here talking with my boy, man. He was sitting there talking with Tyson. He was there. They just met Tyson, bro, with Boosie. And he gone, just like that. And we don't know what happened yet on this one, but I guess we're going to find out eventually. And 9 times out of 10, it was some little minor beef that really wasn't worth a life. But nowadays, it seems like if you're famous and you talk that talk, somebody going to come check you and test you. I don't know, it kind of reminds me of an old saying about living by a gun and dying by a gun. And I get it. I tell people all the time, man, we need soldiers out here. We need people that don't give no fucks and they're ready to just go. You know, we need that kind of stuff out here. I get it. Because if everything went to hell in a handbasket, that's probably who you want around. A bunch of people who don't give no fucks. You know? So that they can, you know, you don't want no dainty person over here trying to handle stuff for you. It ain't gonna work. You know, you're like, oh no, I'm gonna get blood on me. Oh, do I have to shoot him? Oh no. We all gonna die, bro. I get it. And I know what it's like to feel like the only thing you got is your word and your walls, man. I lived it, and I think my heavenly creator, I thank my creator that I was able to surpass a lot of that stuff. It's not to say that I don't still get angry and I don't still get mad and I don't still be wanting to go inside somebody's head, but I think a lot more now. See, the sad part of these guys, man, they're not even 30 yet. So they ain't had a chance to start thinking. They're just still moving on a lot of emotions and stuff like that, man. They're trying to deal with things. They're transitioning still into being a man. You can make money and take care of your people and everything else and still not be mentally stable. And if you don't understand what's going on inside your head, it's hard sometimes to speak to people about what's going on inside your head. You know, I get it. And a lot of times when you feel like, well, you get to a point in your life where it's like you feel like you really don't have nothing, even when you got all this stuff. You're not happy. See, I get it. And so we act out. Just like children sometimes, we act out. Because at the end of the day, a child ain't but a little adult. And an adult ain't nothing but a big child. It's a big child. You got responsibilities and you want to go have fun all the time. Trying your best to fight temptation if you try it all. Big children, that's all we are. Anyway, man. I'm just saying. Anyway, I seen down here we got somebody up and coming rapper shot and killed on I-94. Let's see what this one talking about.
Clunky business phone systems don't work for today's always on-the-go worker. Many use their personal phone.
There's more than 24 shots fired into a car on I-94 early this morning, killing a man and a woman. Those two people.
24 shots. 24 shots.
Who killed were both up-and-coming Detroit rappers.
They were shot and killed around 3 a.m. on eastbound I-94 right near Livernois. Sean Lay reports there are many unanswered questions as to why they were targeted.
This investigation is intense. MSP shutting down eastbound 94 for 10 hours. I can tell you that 30 shots were fired into the victim's car, killing the couple inside.
30 shots. Damn.
Local 4 cameras were on the scene just after 3 Sunday morning. MSP investigators looking for clues after someone shoots up a car on eastbound 94 at Livernois. You can see the white Chrysler 200 has bullet holes all over it. When EMS arrived, there was nothing they could do. The man and woman in the car, both in their 20s, did not survive the attack. Word quickly spread on social media that the victims were up-and-coming Detroit rap artists known as 47 Nell and Domo. Friends identifying them as Ramel Campbell and Dominique Brown. Brown had children. Hot 107.5 personality Kenny Valentino says both were just in studio this past Friday.
Yeah, both here on Friday evening. They both rap right here on this radio. I'm gonna actually use that microphone.
Valentino says friends believe the couple were headed back from a club in Dearborn when they were targeted.
My heart dropped. I just found out about it, maybe less than an hour ago, and it was like, wow.
Was it a robbery attempt, an ambush, or the result of an argument? That's unclear so far. There doesn't appear to be cameras through this stretch of highway to give investigators an idea of the car used in the attack.
And that's the crazy part about it too, man. You can make it and now you got to worry about getting robbed because you're still rolling through the hood and you're still popping off at the mouth and you get paid to pop off at the mouth because that's what the label picked you up for. They like your popping. You got to keep popping. They liked your persona. You had to keep it up. You can't let it go because you signed the deal. You're kind of stuck in an awkward situation. And the people that you call your fans ain't really helping you none. Sometimes the people you call your friends ain't really helping you none. And that's a sad situation to have to live in, if you ask me. But anyways.
Meantime, the outpouring of sympathy for this couple continues tonight. From Southwest Detroit, Sean Lett, Local 4.
Just more than 2 dozen shots.
Look. All right, so let me get this off of them. Like somewhere along the line of No Limit, we started looking for rappers who told street tales and could prove they was about it. We literally went from hearing the tragedies of inner city life to just treating music like a talent ground, only for the real gangsters. But what's a gangster? Well, I believe gangsters move in silence. These guys are always talking online. Gangsters keep it real. How can you say you're being real when so many people after your death say you were not happy with your life? I'm not trying to make a speech or a whole project over here and stuff like that. I'm just saying, maybe we should rethink this. We allowed this because we entertained it. We were becoming aware with certain styles of hip hop. And I guess you could say the same thing for drill and trap today, but instead of rappers saying, hey, maybe you should find another way, they saying, hey, this is the only way. And that simply ain't true. So only promoting violence and sex and claiming you're real can't be gangster. My record is long as hell. I don't work. I create things today. But I had to make changes to get here. We can't do anything. So changing our outlook on what hip hop or rap is should be no different. That is, unless it's not us that's doing this. That is, unless maybe we're not the ones who's buying all these albums and making all these streams. That is, unless maybe we're just fooled into believing that this is the popular choice, and because we believe it's the popular choice, we make it that. Maybe it's just time for us to get our minds back. Maybe it's just time for us to grow up as a whole. You could be the hardest, thuggish dude out here, man. That's cool, bro. You could be willing to murk somebody. You could be willing to fight everybody and their mama. That's cool, man, but do it in the proper place. Don't just run up on people and act all crazy, man. We got to learn to try and keep our cool and save all that for when it really need to be. We don't need to be out here getting rid of your brothers and your sisters and your mothers and your cousins and your aunties and your nieces and your nephews, man. That's your family too, bro. Just because you ain't taught to look at it like that, just because you forgot that somewhere along the way, just because somebody came along and told you something different, don't change the fact that we all came from one. And if we all came from one and you shoot me, you shot you, bro. The day I die, a piece of you go with you. Go with me. For real though. Come on, man. I know this ain't gonna change the world or nothing like that, and I don't even know why I get up here sometimes and say this stuff, man, but I feel like it need to be said. And I'd appreciate anybody who would share it. At least then it won't be in vain me just doing this. I was just curious as to how many is there a list somewhere? So I found this on Wikipedia and I thought it was crazy, to say the least. So you know it's something recent because whoever it is made this actually is telling you about King Von and Huey, you know, and also Pop Smoke and Nipsey Hussle and Kevin Fred. But here's the thing, y'all. We're going to scroll all the way down. Let's see. All the way down to the bottom of this list. And I know y'all start seeing something immediately right here to the right. It's telling you how they died. Let's see. All the way back from 87 with Scott LaRock and Paul C. and D-Boy Rodriguez and Charisma and Stretch, you know, and Seagram and Tupac and Yaki, Gaddafi, Big, Fat Pat, Big L, Freaky Todd. You remember this? Pop and this guy right here were back and forth all day, right? And look at this that went around them. You get what I'm saying? Now, I don't understand what Seagram was, but I know Stretch was a Pac dude. So we know all that came from the what we today call drill music, basically. That was the beginning I can remember. So it was Stretch, it was Tupac, it was Gaddafi. Them three was together. And they all died around the same time. All, you know, Gaddafi was the baby. When we see everybody got shot and killed. Jam Master Jay, Uncle Al. I remember Uncle Al, and I used to go to his block parties and stuff back in the days. You know, everybody knows Uncle Al. And yeah, Soldier Slim, I remember him. You know, I used to bump him. That when he first started jumping, it was that soldier like mentality, but and yeah, we didn't know, man. Look at this, everybody shot and killed. We got one that got stabbed to death. He was just murdered. Bad News Brown. He was just straight murdered. And this one was stabbed to death. Killer P, Greek musician. Stabbed to death. Flower. Shot and killed. Shot and killed. Shot and killed. All the way up. Yeah. But it's gotten crazy. Because this is 2020. We had 3 this year. We had 3 last year. You know. We had 4 the year before that. And 2, 3, and 3, and 4. Okay. 2, 1, and 1, and 1, 2. 1 on 2009, 1 in 2008. 2 in 2006, 1 in 2005, 1 in 2004, 1 in 2000. Wow, we had 4 of them in 2003. Soldier Slim, Half a Mil, Camouflage and Sabotage, Sao Paulo, Atlanta, New York, New Orleans. All of this is New York City. They had 2 of them, Freaky Todd. Man, I remember him, Lost Boys. Yep. Yeah, we did. We lost Big L and we lost Freaky Todd at the same time. You're damn right. But anyway, yeah, I found this part right here, and I just wanted to add this to what I was already really talking about. So check it. I was wondering. I started running down my list over here, and I see say 80s rap artists on Google, and I'm just being curious, right? I see Run DMC, I see Public Enemy, I see Beastie Boys, NWA, right there. They started it. I'm gonna say that because I was around. They started it. This is where it really started, right here. And I'm gonna tell you why in a minute. When these folks came into the picture, man, everybody was jamming their music. Now, these guys wasn't going out there and starting beefs with people and telling folks, man, I'm gonna shoot you dead, I'll beat your ass, I do this, that, and that. There was none of that stuff going on really with NWA. They talked about exactly what they were seeing in the hood. And the public loved it, but the media hated it. And I don't know what happened, but you're gonna notice something. After NWA, let me see, and we go to them. which years active, 87 to 91. You get what I'm saying? 90, whatnot. But they songs for the most part was hot in the early part of the 80s. He originated in 86. You get what I'm saying? The songs are like 87, 88. You get what I'm saying? 91, early 90s and stuff. See? 91 and stuff. So by the beginning of the 90s, they was kind of, falling off the list. Or rather, it looked like maybe they weren't going to be having a 92. So the label wasn't really dealing with them like that, I guess. But let's come back over here now to our 80s rap artists. So we had NWA, Eric B. and Rakim, Salt-N-Pepa, DJ Jazzy Jeff, De La Soul. Look at these folks, man. None of these guys was talking about, can you imagine? I mean, none of them was sitting here rapping about Uzi's FNs and this, that, and the other and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Pac might have got a little down when he came through. But he really ain't come in until the 90s. He was in 94 or something. So he was like right after the NWA stuff. You know what I mean? But then anyway, there was 80s rap, 90s rap, somewhere in that line. We covered all these folks. And I can keep on going just to show y'all I'm not being biased here. None of these guys is real. Even Ghetto Boys, they were all, for the most part, they were real, but like Ghetto Boys, for example, they told us stories about the hood and whatnot. I ain't saying these guys didn't do stuff, but what I'm saying is they weren't getting out there. Even to the day, how they are today, that's how they always were, man. It wasn't all that hoorah, rah-rah stuff and all that craziness. It wasn't all that. Matter of fact, no more talk. You know what I mean? Really, they just kept it real with you. And that's what we loved about them, man, because they kept it real with you. It wasn't about all that hard shit. Everybody ain't, you ain't got to go out here and do all that stupid stuff to get money, man. It's just something that somebody got us thinking, and I don't think it's right now. I don't know what I was saying. I wanted to know when did trap music start, right? So it said trap music started in the 90s, right? Trap is a subgenre of hip-hop music that originated in the southern United States during the early 90s. See? Who started trap? In the early 90s, rappers UGK, 8 Ball, MJG, 3-6 Mafia, Cool Breeze, Kilo Ali, Master P, Ghetto Mafia were among the first rappers to introduce trap music, right? So it's telling you this is how it came in, right? And even then, it wasn't too regular. They were talking a lot of stuff, but it wasn't like nah. Now I'm gonna let y'all know what happened. After trap music moved on, we had got a new type of music. And this was the one that took the icing on the cake. Drill music started. 2010s. It is 2020. It started Chicago. See? Everybody want to get into the Chicago music, but these guys in Chicago, they've been killing each other for the music. See, that music, they talking. Yeah, why they talking? People getting mad. Because one thing we never really did back in the day was we ain't talk. This is what it was. And since then, I guess it's been a whole different thing because we can't keep our rappers no more. At this rate, it seemed like the guys who are doing drill and getting into that kind of mess, man, we ain't gonna see y'all around for the next 10, 20 years. We just gonna be listening to your old music. And that's sad, man. Y'all just be getting your hands on the money sometimes. Anyway, be safe out there, please, man. Love you guys, man. Check me out, man. I'm everywhere. Once again, that's the Mossy. It's some link somewhere in this description. Check the comment section below or whatever. And you can go over to my2pennies.com. That's one of my pages to hear more content that I have to offer you. You can also go over to my webpage at www.ifreachout.com/DAMA. There'll be a link in the description. Just click a link in the description and find me, guys. Man. Y'all be safe out there. Peace.